Mana Chairman?
Bentar tak setup ini udah record sini ya ini ya.
It's already started.
Udah record.
Oke, bentar. Wait, I move to another spoon. Jemurnya bentar. Oke, share screen. Chairman apa?
Chairman.
Chairman apa? Chairman?
Aku ya. Ini. Ini pindah sini. Share screen. Ini. Oke. Kita bisa lihat. Siapa betul? Okay, good morning, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
This afternoon or evening? Afternoon. Tanya terus, sarjana sastra Inggris. Di sini. So,
oh, there's another music bit.
okay. So, the first thing that we will discuss is also all business. So we will discuss the first all business from Diba. Do you have any update of this all business?
Yeah, so last week we already agreed and motion has passed for having our first SLA, for our first internal SLA to about posting timeline. Yeah, so we will deliver one posting every once in 2 days, which is already begun from the September 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, I've been monitoring the paper as well. So yeah, that's the update.
Okay, thank you, Diba. Is there any discussion? Or Mas Novel untuk
Oh nggak jadi, udah kamu masukin di sini.
kita?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So the motion is passed. So we will move to Vita's old business. Do you have any updates, Vita?
Basically, it's actually related to what has been discussed previously. So it's been going on now since 16th, and I already also scheduled on Hootsuite until 25th of September, which means we still have another 2 posts upcoming 2 posts.
Alright. This is for main Instagram Bukit Vista.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Jing.
Okay, I just restored access on Hootsuite to the main Instagram account. Did you guys notice?
Yes.
Okay, alright, Vita's got it. Oh, just out of curiosity, who's the last person to post on Instagram? I understand that one person does the photo, one person does the copywriting. Who actually moves everything? Oh, okay, Vita. Okay, alright, cool.
Okay. Is there any discussion? No? So, what is this? Mas Novel on
It's already been done.
Okay, so I check this. Yes. Okay. Business from Diba.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Diba.
can we, since I'm the secretary, can I delete this old business because we already done it?
For then,
Can we delete this old business of Vitas since we already done it?
okay, we can delete this old business.
I'll delete it for you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be your secretary.
Okay,
Okay, let me help you with that.
yeah, thank you. You're the best. You're the best.
Aku. Oh.
Oh, no.
Duh.
Oh, you're
Okay, next is our project. Do you have any updates?
Oh yeah, this is already done. This is basically the Aras project of the copywriting contest. We already picked a winner and we already announced it on the Instagram as well. So I think we can delete it also from the
Okay.
on business.
Okay, go ahead. Let's move to another business from Daniel. Do we have any updates on this? Or yeah, Diba?
Okay, first thing first. Do we have an update on when we are going to onboard Daniel?
I've just asked him that too as well. So he's accepted the offer, and he's asking me actually when, what the next step is. I said the next step is that he needs to tell me when he can start. We just started that conversation this morning, so I would expect by tomorrow we'll know.
I see.
Oh.
Okay, so I motion to let Daniel continue with this project because he's been, I think he's been working with the long-term plan for this article. But I believe yesterday in the Copywriting Guild, the founder was volunteering to make another article, which we plan to have a sub-discussion on. So
Yeah.
perhaps we can add that to the new business as well, and set a deadline when you want to.
I got an update. All right, just got the message back from Daniel. So he resigned from his previous company at the middle of September.
Okay.
They need him for the end of the month, so starting from October 1st.
I see. Okay. All right. So
So
okay.
that
Okay.
so Daniel will start October 1st.
So yeah, what I motion here is okay. First motion is to let Daniel finish this by himself when he joins. This is an article about travel hacks, right? And there's no urgency to post it right now. Meanwhile, yeah, that's my motion. Do I have a second?
Okay. Do you have a second? Okay, I'll second it. So we can move to. So we don't have to delete it yet. We don't have to delete this old business.
Yeah, I think we can keep it there for a reminder.
Alright. So we can move to results of business posting video template. Result.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, so if I can give the update about this project, I have asked Marcelian to MVP this hosting video template, and at 2 p.m. plus 2 p.m. He gives the update that he already done with taking the videos, but no update again about the editing. So I motion to extend this MVP until tomorrow. That I will contact Mas Rian again, and also I will give the other MVP to Ivan for maybe to the next 2 days.
Yes, Diba.
Rizal, yeah, I believe I don't know whether it's yesterday or 2 days ago. Rian reached out and asked. I think his friction is he didn't know how to use the template yet. So perhaps if I can suggest for you and Rian have a pairing or one-on-one for you to explain how to use the template.
Yeah.
Have you done it though?
Yeah, we already set up yesterday.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yesterday Mas Lian is already checked video that his phone broke, so
Oh yeah, that's true.
we can move the next step. So I think he used the other AS phone, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe I will give the update about tomorrow at Friday.
Okay.
About this.
Okay, Jing.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question. Did Rian use the video template for the first video, or is this a different MVP?
It's different video.
Different
It's
MVP.
different. So the below is another hosting that Mas Gani is create.
Ah, I see. Okay, okay.
Different.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the completed video is something that was in collaboration with content. The next video will be like a solo. The host will just okay. All right, understood.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
I want to ask: is this hosting video template is the same that I'm working right now? The
No,
video
no,
that I-
different.
is different.
Yeah, yeah. You can open the document if you want to see. Yeah. So basically, if you still have any questions, so this project is about host people can use this template to make their own video with this guide and this editing application. So basically, yes,
Okay,
yes,
alright.
yes, that's
Yes,
it.
just, is there any discussion? No, we can.
If I may, Mr. Secretary, to write down the Ipan will be the other MVP for this project. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Alright, let's move to another or dismiss this Sari Garden testimonial video. I finished the revision of Sari Garden testimonial video. The
Sir,
last
sir.
revision from video.
Mr. Chair,
Okay,
I believe we make it clear that the first video is the different project from the second one here, which have the Ryan's face in the thumbnail, and it's done, right? the second one.
oh,
Yeah. Okay. So what's the next? What's the purpose of this video? What are we going to do with this video? With this hosting video?
Okay, so it's actually from Mas Kenny project. So it's already on YouTube, I guess. So maybe we can delete it.
Yeah, but before delete it, I want to know what's the purpose of making this video.
I actually only editing for it.
Okay, can I motion to tag Kani on this and ask what is the next step for this video?
I second the motion.
Okay.
me too. Alright. Jing?
Devanda, Mr. Chair, do we have enough time to watch the video and give feedback? Or maybe we should do that at the next sync up, yeah? Can I ask can I ask everybody to watch the video and then give feedback about how this video was made? I have some feedback just from seeing it already. I want to say good job for a first attempt. I think this was a great MVP, and it got us like insight into the property. But I think there's definitely a lot of things that we can improve related to presentation, lighting, filmography, and the flow. So the method that we used for, let's say, the 25 questions, I think, from Vogue with the office tour, I don't know if it's the correct method for, let's say, certain villas that are quite expensive, because the 25 questions is not actually about a home tour. It's more about understanding the person.
Better.
Yeah, and so a home tour, unless the person constantly talks about either themselves or the area or whatnot, there's long periods of silence, and that creates sort of boredom in between each part where the host is showing the property. So if we are just really about showing the property, I suggest we compress it and make it much shorter and just like come up with the highlights. Or if Rian's going to explain more about the area and talk about, oh yeah, these are the top questions that people ask me, or if we have an interview format then I think we can keep the format. But this format that we did for the office tour, I think should be a little bit different than what we do for the house tour. So that's some feedback I have, but I'm really keen to hear everybody's feedback about this so we can pivot to the next video and get really good at this. Hey, there's the man. I'm just talking about you, Rian. Speak of the devil.
Hi.
Hi, Rian.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome in, Rian. How you doing?
So ditanya dong.
Back to chair.
Langsung tanya aja. Alright, Mas Rian.
Ya.
Posting to the net, any update, any update.
Oh ya. Posting video. Ini tinggal aku upload ke apa namanya ke Google Drive. I just need to upload it to the Google Drive because yeah, I just want to share the link, but then it's kept saying it's error. So anyone have any idea how? Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Okay, Jing.
Rian, you
There
have
you
the
go.
video
I'm
already.
just trying to share the link to you guys, but then
Okay, Rian, I
Sorry.
understand you have the video, but you're unable to upload. Is that correct?
yeah. No,
Okay.
upload.
Can you
Error.
just,
There we go. Error while processing.
okay, can you bring it to base and then we'll take a look at it today and we'll get that upload done, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So the Rian videos is completed, and we can directly ask about the feedback at the base. So when we can have the feedback for the video.
By the next sync up, Mr. Chair, so my suggestion is we look at Rian's video that he shot at Bing and Luna all independently, and then when we meet next week, then we have essentially some feedback that we can share about how this video is shot and how to pivot on the next video.
Alright.
Mhm.
Alright, we will update on the next thing up. And then can we move to another business?
Yeah.
Alright. So about this Sari Garden testimonial video. It's already uploaded. The revision. So do you have any feedback for this video? Yes, Jing.
I think we should do the same. I think we could take our. Is it short or?
There's a short version for this.
Oh, okay, great. Should we take a look at it now?
It's on the link. I put it in the link.
Okay.
And if Mr. Chair, since Mr. Chair is already open it.
We play this video.
Sure. Let's take a look at it. Wait for a minute. Pamutar.
Kalau kita kenal Bukit Vista, dalam ceritanya kan datang sendiri di sini, langsung dia memperkenalkan tentang gimana tentang agent, gimana proses penginapan. Kebetulan waktu itu kita sendiri tidak tahu gimana penginapan di sini. Terus mereka datang mulai mengajak juga sama dengan cara yang enjoy, nggak ribet gitu. Mulai menjelaskan nyaman, cara mengelola penginapan dan banyak hal yang membantu kita hingga bisa seperti sekarang. Tentu aja banyak. Dulu kan kita nggak tahu gimana jualannya apa. Waktu itu terus minta misal gimana cara promosi, jualan sama itu gimana sebenarnya, cara standarnya seperti apa. Pokoknya semua jadi lebih baik lah jadinya kita sekarang ketika
So yeah, it's for Instagram version is 1 minute. So we play the YouTube version too.
Probably not.
Too long.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it might be a little bit too long.
okay. So when we will upload this on YouTube on Instagram? The next question.
Mr. Chair, who are you asking? You have to.
Oh, when should we upload the YouTube Instagram videos? Or is up to the administrator?
Siapa administrator? Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes, Diba.
I think the very first question is not when, but who will first. And then we can decide on when. So.
Okay, we will upload this video. Or is there any feedback before this video will upload? No, yeah. Yes, Jing.
Mr. Chair, I think you can go ahead and my feedback is this. I think I watched both videos and just off the bat, I think, let's say this is a good start. Once again, it's another good MVP. For, let's say, a future video, it might be helpful to actually see some shots of the property as well. So, Sorry Garden, we have no idea what their property looks like. We have no idea of the context. So it can be a little bit hard to relate to. What is Sorry Garden? If somebody's watching this, they might not even know, okay, this is a partner, but what kind of partner? Do they partner with Bukit Vista to provide us frozen eggs or food or whatever? So I think it needs to be established like in the very beginning of the video that this is a property partner. And in terms of dialogue between, let's say, editors and content producers or video clip producers, I think in the future this is a good exercise. If you see that there's a clip that's missing, you can ask the video team, hey, maybe you should include a clip of the property. Maybe they don't have a clip, so you might have to just use a photo or some sort of animation to express the idea that this is a property. So I think that's one. And the second part was the bumper didn't have a logo. And so I guess it's okay on Instagram because people will know, hey, this is already Bukit Vista, I'm following your Instagram. But if it's not, then they might have a hard time understanding what does BV mean, right? So it might be helpful to have a logo on that. The other part is, I think, in any interview, it's really helpful to have at least 2 camera angles on the subject so that you can switch between those two. And like what we just saw for the Molten Brown interview, right? So it's really helpful. I'll show that on New Business later. I'll show you like a really well done interview. The interview is really short. It's only about a minute.
20 seconds.
It's about 20 seconds. As the person's talking, it shows like what their hands are doing. And then one narrow on like just their eyes, and then another narrow on their lips. So they're switching between all these different angles, and it makes the interview actually quite interesting that way, more communicative. So that's just some of the feedback that I'd like to share on what we saw with this. I think for an MVP, this is great. You can release it out, but for the next one, keep on going. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jing. And then we will move. Is there a question? No? Okay, let's move to Diba.
And then what's the next section?
The next action. Oh, you ask me. So the next action is upload to YouTube and Instagram. We will upload this video. It's me.
I volunteer.
Okay. Rizal will volunteer to upload it on YouTube and Instagram. Yes, Diba.
Okay, thank you, Rizal, for volunteering. But my question now is, are you uploading for YouTube only or both YouTube and Instagram? Because I understand that the Instagram team have their own timeline for the post. So just want to make it clear and
Okay. For the YouTube video, I will directly upload it, but for the Instagram, I will coordinate with Instagram team to make it more as a schedule. Thank you.
Who would you want to have a coordination with from the Instagram team?
Kenny?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. But it's just the final details now.
Yes. Is there any question?
Cannot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. So we can move to
Uh-huh.
for the all finished. Link logo system. Do you have any update?
No, that's it. I just wanted to inform. I think we've all seen that already, so I would ask the secretary can delete this from old business now.
Okay, and then Vita marketing consultation. Do you have any updates?
Okay, so the update from this one is I will have a call with Kak Jasman about the output and everything and setting expectations. And Dibais also have an update on this.
Yeah. So the update. If you want to know the details, you can click on the link. But long story short, I already made the the first task basically just to make the customer persona first and customer journey as well. Okay. So if you want to dig down, I think we can go from the customer persona first. If you can, if the Mr. Chair can minimize the customer journey first. From
Minimize or
yeah, we have our 100 of our invitees, and I pick the random 5, and I create an avatar based on them. Looking from there, if you can scroll and skim it as well. I pick 5 random and make an avatar about them and like their demographic, their behavior, their interests, their hobbies, their challenges and their hit points, and also their email preferences because we are trying to hit them by a SendGrid. So yeah, I created an avatar like a fictional character based on our targeted audience in this customer persona. And after that, I also made the customer journey for the awareness stage, which can be found at the top of this document. Okay, so like for example, there's a lot of the first journey that I made is for the awareness level. The objective is to gather as much as feedback regarding the topics and the number of guests. So if I'm not mistaken, there's five possible journey. Like for example, the first one is the customer follow our social media, read our snippet on the new article about the click on the page channel manager, and then go to our website, and then click on the link of our landing page and go to the landing page, scrolling down and fill out the form. And there's the next journey. You can see the second journey is they are googling for these certain keywords and then go to the website, etc., etc. It's basically the it's to make us realize the journey that the customer have to go through before they are doing the CTA, the call to action, just to give us the clearer picture of what are the effort that they have to make. Can we make it simpler, or maybe there's a missing link between it? And my plan is to deliver this back to the Jasmine guy to to come up with the next step. The next step is, I believe, to map the correct content for each platform in this particular journey. Maybe any feedback from any of you guys?
do you have any discussion, feedback?
Just have a question.
Yeah.
Can I, Mr. Chair? Alright. Will you need to have another meeting with Kak Jasman as well of that? Or?
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Okay.
What's the decision between the
Alright.
whether or not we are hiring him as a consultant or?
All right. Is there any discussion? Yeah.
Can I just ask something? Are these avatars based on real people, or is it like imagined people?
So to pick the avatar building itself is a fictional basically, but I want it to as close as a mirror to the very first. So I can take a look at their website. I can take a look at their Facebook just to know what their interest is.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is a good idea. These could be MVPs by themselves.
Mm.
All right. So the first avatar, and then you
Yeah.
can refine each one to
Yeah.
get closer to reality. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, thank you juga. So what's the next step of this whole business?
Yeah, I'm coordinating with Vita to get in touch with the consultant ish again to prepare the content strategy for each stage, and basically I hope to shorten the customer journey though.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's move to another old business from Vita.
This one I believe the last one in I think from
Yeah.
from me in Ombak. Gani went there alone, so I took a picture of him.
So it is. I mean,
He's in Penida now, and he's going also with
When?
friends. And
I should ping Gani.
He's taking a lot of photos there. I know.
Who's he going with? Diana and?
Personally.
Yeah, one of them can take a picture of him then. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be a good picture. I have a picture of him taking a picture of the T-Rex. I posted it on LinkedIn yesterday, or it's on the schedule. But yeah, it would be nice to get more pictures of Gunny.
I have this issue too. You know when I
Who's gonna have the second camera? Just do it with your phone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have this issue too when I want to present to EC but content work right. I don't have a photo.
I do. I have your photos. I presented
Taking
it.
photo.
I have photos of you smiling next to the computer monitors,
That's not what I'm looking for.
and I have a photo of you with Rizal playing around with like cameras in front of all the monitors.
What I'm looking for is
Yeah.
a photo of a content person taking a photo.
Okay.
Because we don't have that.
Maybe you should have fly a drone in front of
Oh
yourself
my god.
as you go out there, and and you can narrate it too. So I'm gonna go on a photo shoot this morning, and yeah, this is what I do. And then you have like a GoPro on a stick, and you document yourself documenting this. Whoa, that's like next level. That's like first, second derivative. Okay.
Alright, so Vita, the picture is already taken or
No, the picture hasn't been taken, but I just pinged Gani just now to make sure that he will have the content.
alright, thank you. Let's move to another old business from Jing, Rizal and Gani long exposure drone photo over water foregrounds. Do you have any updates, Jing?
I deferred to Rizal and Ghani about this, which is funny. We just talked about this in Ghani's promotion review. So we have that insight now. We know that evening photos and long exposure photos, these are great opportunities to get high CTR. I'll go over Rizal. Have we tried this yet, Rizal?
Not yet, sir.
Okay.
No property from Jogja.
Okay.
So I think.
Oh wait, Ghani has it already. Yeah, he has a.
Yeah, already updated the photo, but
bring it over.
the CTR is not has been updated yet.
Okay. Okay, got it. Over to Rizal. Rizal, we had talked before about being able to take, let's say, a photo over the water in the evening, looking at, let's say, a building or in particular. I thought about long exposure, and I thought that will make the water look like, I don't know, really weird because there's waves, right? Is it possible to get like a, you know, the shot I'm thinking about is essentially like the New York, a reflecting pool effect, right? Like essentially you have water in front of the building and you have a reflection of the building kind of in the water, and then you have the building above it, and like a night shot. What would it take to be able to do that? We talked about using a drone, right, on a long exposure. Is that feasible or not really feasible?
In my experience, when we use drone, it's maybe too difficult, sir.
Okay, for a long
Yeah.
exposure.
But different if if we take a picture with digital camera with tripod, and it takes from the maybe high building, so
Mhm.
maybe it goes.
Oh, I see. So you need a stable platform instead of like a flying platform. All right. All right. So it is. So I guess the takeaway is that we're going to look at the CTRs for this and see if it's indeed improving for Bing and Ombak. We had pretty good results for Villa Bening, and if this keeps on working, then I suggest we can keep on rolling it out to more and more different properties. Okay, Rizal?
Maybe I can give the CTR.
Oh,
as a-
fantastic! Yeah, let's hear what they are.
Okay, let's move to next all business. Dan ini sama.
Yes.
Okay, from Diba, social paper practice. Do you have any updates?
We're talking we're talking to Bayu, who convinced us not to have, I don't know, do we have the subscription for Social Baker?
No, not yet, not yet.
Should we get the subscription?
We want to test it first, right? Because we want to come up with the tools that are
Solving the problems.
solving our problems.
Mm.
Yeah. So in order to do that, we have to first come up with the problem first. So probably I think since okay, this okay. The one that using Hootsuite right now is Vita, right? Okay. I will coordinate. I think I want to coordinate with Vita, and I want to know what is her pain point and what you wish you would have in Hootsuite that is not in Hootsuite. Let's do that. But because I already screened the social baker features, maybe that I can give you the answer on whether or not that will be there will be a solution of that in social baker. Am I making myself clear?
Yes.
So yeah, probably Vita and I will have some discussion about this. Sure.
Burden is delaying to it.
Oh, okay. Vita and I will have some discussion about social baker.
Yeah, can you have it on the this discussion. Oh, okay, let's move to the all business. Again, Diba, do you have any updates?
Okay.
Result?
Yeah, that's problem. So if you can open the document. Okay. Before I do the MVP, so this is about link in view for Instagram. So if you can see, basically it show we can put more than one link on our Instagram through that platform. So the purpose of this third party app is then some more different URL destination at landing page. So if you can see, you can open that picture. So it's like this. If you want to use this third app, the user can give URL about their website or their blog or their newsletter. So if you can close. So the feature have some advantage that integrated with analytics. We can see breakdown of link traffic and also from the landing page them as our branding. So this is only for the pro feature, which we have to pay. Which we can scroll down. We can see the how much click on the URL. You can scroll down again. So this is the list of tools that that the third party have provide the link tree, LN video, and LinkedIn view, so that the price and the like the feature uh, or the best practice of this third app is sticking with 5 link is more effective way to make a call to action for the followers. And then the pro is from not only get more follower inside, but the cons the things that make it we can make our landing page. Yeah, we can make it on. So that for my update before we can do. Thank you.
All right. Is there any discussion? Yes, Jim?
I think Deepa has a question before me. Go ahead, Deepa.
Okay, Rizal. Looking at your pros and cons, will you suggest us to use this or not? Based on based on.
Okay, I think as we still have very I don't know like we don't have any article, right? So like we want to push more article, or we want to push more branding awareness to approach. So maybe we still not use this as to our Instagram.
Just to make it clear, if we're going to use it, the possibilities of using it is, I say, it's not about just bringing.
Sorry.
So, just to make it clear, the possibilities that will happen if we have this feature, we're not going to use it only for our articles, but also we can have the if it's possible to have a multiple link on this file, we can add articles. Basically, the 5 links is for probably blogs, which is article, and jobs for our website, and what is it called? Proposal download for owners, and probably YouTube can. I mean a lot. But my next question is actually the cost. You said that we can make it on our own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it on our own, but we can use it for free feature. So we can, but the free feature is not. It's only we can attach unlimited links, but we cannot see the breakdown of link
I
traffic.
see. But we can still attach multiple links.
Yeah.
But no analytics. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Jim? Yeah.
Yeah, my question is this. So let me try to understand this better. So essentially, if somebody clicks on one link, they get brought to a page that shows more links, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that just a simple website?
Yes.
Isn't that like? Can we just make like a strikingly blog that has one page and it's like, hey, welcome to Bukit Vista's Instagram sublink. Here's a link to our homepage. Here's a link to this. Here's a link to that. And then we can put bit.lys on those. And essentially that would just do it, right? Am I wrong or am I missing something?
It's really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, just make sure.
Peter? Do you have any question?
It's already clear.
Yes, Mas Novel.
I have a question for Mas Peter. When we click this link, so it direct to browser or to browser or still in Instagram when we open the link view? It direct to browser, so it's actually just website. But when we don't close from Instagram, maybe it's a different feature here.
Okay, so you open that link. It depends on your platform. If you use on PC, it's directly to your browser, and if you from smartphone, it's like smartphone. It's like pop up like on the browser on the Instagram, like pop up, but not switch to the other browser, but pop up on Instagram.
Okay, Tiba.
Which makes me think that we probably make it our own, because at the end of the day we want to drive traffic to our website, right? So we want to redirect them to our website. If we want to do this. Ini juga langsung di jadi nggak baca traffic ke website.
Jing.
Can I just do a quick demo? So wait, let me show you what I see. Yeah. So I went to Hayden Summerall's Instagram page, right? And I click on his thing, and then this is what happens. The bad news is, okay, it looks like a website. It looks exactly like a website, actually. So it opened on a new tab, and it looks like a website, and it's got like different subsections. So I don't think it's Instagram native, because if it was Instagram native, then it would open within this. And then the second part is, it took quite a while to open too. I'll give a demo. So if I click here, this has already been cached, so it'll probably load a little bit faster. Okay, but it took almost a good 10 seconds for this originally to load. So I think this is just a website redirect. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hayden. Okay. All right, I'll stop sharing.
All right. Do we have any other discussion? Jing, yeah, Jing.
Mr. Chair, I think we need to have a decision about this. What do we want to do?
Yes. Rizal.
Okay. So I will give maybe I will give the MVP about this link go with our string link. Yeah.
Strikingly.
String link, yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. I will give the MVP, and I will give the result on the next month.
Sounds good. Well,
Right. Okay. Rizal will update you this on the next up. Let's move to new business from Iba using AppSendGrid.com tools. Alright, Iba, do you have any updates?
Oh, yeah. Send yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you guys talking about the students' emails at the all hands.
Yep.
And what are you guys sending something to them
No.
in the future?
That's a good point.
But we are planning to, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm suggesting we already use this. We already use this send grids for a few of our automated mailing list for our partners for the blasting for the all November event. So probably if you guys want to use it for your student list, you can use this send grid thing.
Yes.
Alright.
We have an account.
Thank you, Diva, for that. That's very helpful. What we plan to do is to drip emails over to the students and eventually move them all onto Instagram, where we can update them more. So the process of collecting student emails at speeches and then getting them to leave surveys and then getting their emails in, I think it's a continuous process. Yeah. So eventually want them all onto the Instagram account where they can follow and they can get updates. And eventually we can just post jobs on
Like
Instagram.
a newsletter.
Yeah. And I think that's great. Okay.
So for FYI, you can we already have account, so you can open this on the Bukit Vista profile. And yeah, for chair, I think I motion to put this on our tools library here.
Yes.
Do you have that? Just practice it.
Oh, that's SendGrid. Okay, I'm logged in. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Oh wait, now I am.
You right?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I believe there's a request to put this into our tool library for our digital marketing.
Yes, we can write it on this business. I second Jing's motion. Do you have a second?
Okay, it's done.
Tiba, can you
Yes.
write down?
No, I will move it. Move it right
Yeah, put it
to where?
to all business.
No! No! Mr. Chair, there's another
Yeah.
section that we should move this to. It's not old business.
Yes.
Perhaps Rizal can remind the chair and help the chair out. Rizal, help the chair. Don't just look at your screen, Rizal. Help Devanda out. Tell him where I should go.
You move to another new business? Yes.
No, let me intervene. I must intervene. So Devanda, there is another section, not old business, where we need to put new tools. Rizal, can you tell the chair what section in the guild we can put when we discover a new tool or a new best practice?
Ya, oh, buka.
I love the scramble. Okay.
Terus.
Ah.
Alright.
Ah. 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 Ah.
Yes, Diva.
So just want to double check. I see there's just two tables here, the worst practice and best practice, right? And both of them are having a tool section. Is that means that this is the best tool that we can use, or this is the bad tool?
I don't know, actually.
If it's
I don't know.
not, okay.
They should be worst, or I think they're all good.
Yeah, I think so too. So I want, if I may, I want to make another table here to separate the.
Yeah. I think they're all good. I don't know
I
what.
think so too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Done. Yeah?
Put it on the new business.
Okay.
There's a link.
Okay, great. Cool. GoPro.com.
Yeah, I was like gonna play Google Drive.
Cool. Okay, interesting. So this is using the template.
Yeah, using the template.
Okay.
Automatically.
Oh, sorry. I can't play the sound because
It's not portrait.
you gotta move the camera a little bit more.
No, it's not like this.
Okay. Let's focus.
Back to chair.
Back to the chair.
Yes. Okay. The next update will be delivered by kita. Do you have any update from unsplash.com?
So this is just an FYI for any content person who wants to look for inspiration to take pictures. Maybe you can go to unsplash.com because it's actually a free website as well. If you want to, for anyone who wants to use the pictures, is what is this? Okay, like Like it's a free. You can just download the pictures, use it for anything, and also you can look for inspirations. Just that one. Back to the share.
Right. Is there any discussion about this platform? Yes, Jing.
I think we can move this into the tools and practices. I motion for this to be moved into tools and practices.
Do we have a second for Jing motion? Let's move it to the tools.
What about?
Alright, let's move to our business. Kita,
Alright, so this is basically related. So I remember about this. I watched this few years back after I watched the logo system from Jing's recommendation. So basically, after I watched the logo system, what the hang of it was actually saying that logo is an empty vessel that you put meaning into, right? So I remember about this YouTube video about the history of branding, which actually before in 1650, branding was belong to cattle branding, like like in Texas or anywhere, like cows being apa sih namanya? Branded with the
Mine.
the iron, something like that. So previously it was kind of like saying of the possessions.
Possession, yeah.
Yeah, possessions, and then it changed into wooden branding for wine and everything. So it's assurance of quality. So then now we're using branding actually related to the empty vessel that you put meaning into. Is actually branding is not what you tell the people about your brand is, but it's the experience. So let's say you're saying that you're the most innovative hospitality company, but if your customers doesn't feel it like that, it's not going to match the expectation of the branding. So it's kind of like what you promise them and then how you fulfill the expectations of the customers. So that's all actually. Just FYI. That's one.
alright. Is there any discussion? Yes, Jing.
I think we can all watch this and then come back with comments on it at the next sync up.
What's this?
Hello.
Yes.
Is it the S or one?
Yeah. Mr. Chair, let's please continue. We're already over time.
And then, Vita, do you have any update? For
It's also an FYI on marketing 5A. Basically, it's what Diba is doing though about the customer journey. So there's like the first journey is actually the customer experience of aware when we are actually making an action for the customers to be aware of our existence, and then after that the customer started to appeal, like let's say considering about what we are doing, let's say what we are offering to them, and then starting to make an action to us about more what are we doing, let's say, and then after that they make an action which is actually leaving if they don't find that our service is interesting, or maybe they make an action to actually purchase the service that we offer. And then the last part is actually advocate. This is actually important thing as well to like review, right? So what do we do with the reviews? What do we do with the pictures that people take from our properties when they're actually staying there, let's say, or we are asking for testimonial from them. So from advocate we can actually make that as another content for aware for another future guests or future customers, something like that.
Is there any discussion? Alright, now let's move to sudah pindah. Yeah. Do you have any update for this?
Yes, sir. Okay, I've already changed the covers on YouTube using Rizal's new covers. I think this will make our videos look much more cool and easy, much neater than having just the previous cover photos. So this is a new practice I'm putting forward. Maybe I can delegate that to somebody at a certain point, but now each one of our meetings has cool. I especially like the all hands. That's what we want all hands to be like. We want to be at Uluwatu, doing the all hands there at the Kachak dance. That's going to be the evolution. Okay, anyhow, yeah, that's the update. So thank you, Rizal, for putting that out. We're putting that to use already. Yeah.
And then Rian, Mas Rian, do you have any of this for? Oh, it already discussed. Yeah.
The sexual harassment is recharged.
I didn't do that on purpose.
That's what they all said.
All right, this is already discussed. Yes.
And also, I already found the link of the to download this video. I will share it on the below of this link.
Okay. All right. Let's move to another business. Iba, do you have any updates for? Oh, you asking for video stock update for unboxing videos? Who?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's happened to that.
So yeah, we are. I believe we have a lot of videos stocked, like unboxing videos and the job fair videos and the university talks, and yeah. So we have this. Okay, for maybe just re-awareness thing. So we have this folder on. I believe Tivanda already knows this folder, right? You've visited this before. The feedstock, the text expander is feedstock. So this is the folder where we keep all of our both raw and also the produced video. So please submit the raw video there, so we can know and keep up. Oh, this thing we have already edited, and this one have not been touched yet.
On the.
Down to.
All right. Yeah. Thumbnail cover. Is there a music class? Yes, Mas Rizal.
Yes, so it's basically have applied